I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
All right. All right, now it's playing. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Why did you do this? I fucking hate you! Oh my god! No! You piece of shit! Oh my fucking god! I hope you die!
A rival appears.
Go.
Hello and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower every single week. Your bartenders for this evening will be a non-pencil. Flammenwerfer.
You crazy? I can't afford an Xbox.
Ligma Otaku.
My last name is Maballs.
Milk.
I can't even deal with that. Jesus Christ.
And my name's Butterpriest. This week, on our ever-ending quest, never-ending quest, Jesus Christ, to catch 'em all as far as fanfic writers go, we're bound to have a rival around the way. So today, we have Gary Oak!
You can't ignore my girth.
I'm sure we're in for an impending girthquake. So,
Isn't that
for
a
those
drink?
who what? I'm sorry?
Isn't that a drink?
That is a drink. So let's just jump in straight and let everyone know about the fucking drinking word. This week, whenever you hear a pun, drink.
We gonna get drunk, bitches. Oh
Yes.
man, we gonna get drunk.
We're gonna have a fucking time and a half. So if you're tuning in for the very first time, hello and welcome. We're the Barcast. We're a community-oriented podcast where you ask for the guests, we politely ask them on, then you ask the questions, and we make them miserable for 2 hours. You can catch up on previous episodes that we've done before and all of our Bronycon and Con recap casts over on places like iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, SoundCloud, you name it, we probably have it. We only have a very few rules for our guests. Hansel, what are rules for our guest?
You mean chat? Rules for our chat?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the rules for the chat is we ask that you don't talk about politics or religion or ask too personal questions like, where do you live? What's your social security number? Can I come to your place of business? Like, just don't do that. It's basic smart things. Don't do it. I'll fuck you up. You know this. However, our guest this week, Gary, has told us that he is very comfy with... Feel free to ask all sorts of the weird ones. And yes, Rundown Jet, I see you already. I've missed you.
Go for
it. Get ready to drink! Shall I ask the first question?
Yes, go for it.
You just did.
Gary Oak. Is your penis?
Is your penis?
Yes.
How big is your penis? How big? The largeness of the penis, the size. Penis-wise, how big are you? Penis size, big, small, medium. Give us accurate definition on how big the penis is.
What is the volume? What is the volume of your tube snake?
Is it extra medium?
What is your pants shoe size?
My pants shoe size. Well, its girth can't be measured because you can't ignore it.
Is the length irrefutable?
The length is irrefutable.
Inconceivable.
It's comfortably above average.
Hooray!
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable.
So
Spell it how you like.
Oh, go on.
I said spell it how
I
you
just
like.
said fucking Christ, that's all.
So,
I think Anon is dead.
without further ado, let's jump into our actual interview questions. Let's have a grand old time. Let's start with our very first one. We ask everybody, who are you and what do you do in the fandom?
I'm Gary Oak. I like to write all sorts of things. I'm mostly known for my porn, even though I'm trying not to be known for my porn, but that's just kind of how it works. Do I just get into a bit of like a writerly life story here, or?
Sure, do whatever you'd like. It's your time, man.
Well, I originally wanted to get into fanfic writing to write this really grand epic, and I'd never written anything before, so you can imagine how that went. I worked a year and a half on it. It got so-so reception, and I was kind of mad, so I decided to write porn, and that got a lot of reception, and that's how I actually got into the paneling scene. I showed someone who was going to be the head of the writing track at Everfree Northwest in 2014, I think. I talked to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I know who you are. I've actually read one of your stories, and it happened to be Twilight Sparkle's Stiffest Wing Boner," and that's how I got onto paneling. And I paneled with Penstroke, and ended up getting enough of a foothold that I was able to panel at Bronycon for 5 years. And right now, I'm working on a really long story that's 370,000 words. It's first drafted.
Nice.
And it's not porn.
Hooray! Good shit. So how did you get into the fandom?
4chan?
My man.
What happened was I was one of those random 4chan shitters. I didn't post, I just lurked, and I basically spouted memes really obnoxiously back in like 2008 to 2010. I was on there off and on. Like I was there for the birth of the Magnets How They Work meme, and late in 2010 or early 2011, I saw ponies, and I had no idea what the fuck they were. I thought it was actually a meme created by 4chan, because every time I saw a pony, it was just this absolute, anger, because this was like the great pony war of 4chan. You posted a pony, everyone would get butthurt. So I said, this is the hydrogen bomb of trolling. I need to learn how to troll people. So I'll watch a couple episodes, make fun of it, and then know how to, directly, or like direct my trolling, right? Mm-hmm. And I accidentally liked it and watched a few more episodes, and this is during season 1 airing, so by the time we were in summer of 2011, I was completely hooked on the show, and I was like, I gotta write a fanfic.
This sounds like some Dances with Wolves shit.
Dances with Wolves.
So our next question's a little bit of a tougher one. What do you consider your favorite part of the fandom? What keeps you here? Is it the fan fiction, the people, the conventions, the music, art? What keeps you here?
I would definitely say the people and the community, specifically the writing community. I'm not really part of any other community, but I know a lot of people, and I've made some extremely good friends through the writing community, right? Like I met Horsevoice personally at my first Brony meetup in my hometown, because he happens to live 15 minutes away from my house. Mm-hmm. And I met Shakespearecles through FinFiction, and we've roomed together for the past 4 BronyCons in a row, and we're extremely good friends. Like, I can't imagine not having Shakes as a friend now.
Hooray! Now, what would you say to those who have been able to follow you or been around since kind of day one? For all your followers and fans, or maybe even your haters, what would you say?
I just want to say thank you so much for taking any attention to anything I do, because I really appreciate it. And I'm someone who really enjoys seeing reactions from people. Like, sometimes when I have a bad day, I'll go back to one of my older Clopfics, which are half shitpost, half Clopfics, and read through the 200-odd comments of people quoting lines or reacting to it, and I'll just get a smile on my face, and I'll laugh my ass off when people say stuff. And I really love it when I see a notification or a PM on FinFic of someone like directly talking to me. I really love interacting with people, and I really appreciate you being all around. It's what makes writing really worth it, in my opinion. Is just, improving someone, or just getting any interaction at all. Like, some people have said, oh, you inspired me to become a writer, or your Writing Sprint blog post has encouraged me to write more. Like, Bookish Delight recently wrote a novella-length story that was all done in sprints, and I'm really pleased to be a positive influence on people, right? Like, when I was younger, I was impressioned heavily by things such as Blizzard Entertainment, StarCraft, Warcraft, Diablo. I really like Lord of the Rings. I really like Star Wars. The thing they have in common is their creative works by these really creative people. And my life's goal is to really kind of be one of those people, like be a creative person to positively influence and inspire and impact people. So every time I see evidence of that, it really brings a smile to my face.
Aw, that's so sweet. Now then.
Gay?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty gay. I'm not going to lie.
So without further ado, the last actual interview question that we asked is one that everyone expects. Oh, it's time to break some friendships. Who's best pony?
Rainbow Dash.
You shit lord.
What?
Rainbow Dash is trash.
How is she trash?
Rainbow Dash more like belongs in the trash.
Oh. You
Sorry.
realize that if it weren't for Rainbow, then the others wouldn't have gotten their cutie marks, right? Like, she is the catalyst.
You don't know that for a fact.
It was her Sonic Rainboom that brought them all together.
She
It
doesn't.
brought them all together, but they probably could have lived just fine lives without everyone else.
Yeah, if you remember, she destroyed that factory. Someone still has to pay for all those damages.
I mean, hold up, Priest. You're literally saying everything would have been fine if they never met. We have a whole episode about this.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, like we did this episode.
Don't mind me just being terrible over here.
Look, I've got reasons for liking Rainbow Dash, okay? This is like kind of a personal thing, but when I was younger, I went through some shit. Everyone went through some shit. I know some people, and I feel kind of reluctant to say the shit I went through just because it's nothing compared to what a lot of people went through. But it was like some form of trauma and all that stuff, right? It wasn't like severe abuse or anything, so don't worry about that. There's no violence involved. But it was at the point where I was apparently clinically depressed when I was 12 years old, which is quite a feat when you're in grade 5 and you're clinically depressed. And I didn't know it until after the fact, right? But it was at the point where my brain decided, you know what, let's just not feel anything anymore. And, you know, we'll be better off. And obviously you're not when you're emotionally numb and you try and feel something and you feel your entire inner self just kind of stall. And I couldn't really get over that until Ponies. And the 2 episodes that broke me out of that were Sonic Rainboom almost did it, and then Cutie Mark Chronicles fucking got me.
Aww.
That's why Rainbow Dash is my favorite. That, and she was one of the few characters I could actually relate to when I watched the series. I'm like, okay, Pinky's annoying as fuck, Fluttershy's kind of stupid, Twilight's whatever, Applejack's okay, and you know what I mean? It was just Rainbow Dash who really got me there.
I think that's fair.
I like how you ignored Rainbow Rarity in that.
Rarity's just total trash.
I actually really like Rarity, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, I
We're
do
done
too.
here.
But
I like her
Flamin'
more. I like her more in the later seasons.
Flamin' Rarity is best Rarity, though.
Yous?
Now
Thank
then,
you, Flam.
we got a ton of questions out in the thread, and we're gonna start with the other guy. No
Oh.
fresh for our chat.
This is how we're starting?
How does this picture make you feel?
Oh boy.
What the shit?
How does it make me feel? I actually have to think about that for a second.
Right?
Shouldn't Pinky be dead because, you know...
Electricity in the tub?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I mean,
it's
she's kind
Pinky.
of just floating in air, and
I mean-
it's kind of creepy.
There's a bit of a dissonance between, you know, the big titties and the horse. So it's kind of... So I'm kind of unsure about that, and I was never one guy to put big titties on Pikachu, but I'll take big titties.
Wait. You're looking at the titties and not the feetsies? What are you, gay?
Is this
I just kind
technically
of... Wait, there's feet in there?
Enigma, get out.
Yeah, there are feet.
Oh,
at the
shit.
bottom of the legs. At the bottom of the legs, there are feet.
Get out.
All I see are the top of Pinky's mane, and... Oh, yeah, you're...
There you go.
I'm kind of torn on this, you know?
Dude, I bet fucking that Pikachu would be electrifying.
It would be.
Go to
Drink.
hell. Have a drink.
That's a drink. So, just for the record, you guys are 2 for drinks, and I'm 0 so far.
No, you drink with us. That's how this works. We all drink together. We're in this together, man.
Oh, I've been drinking this entire time.
Good. Then you're
Good.
with us. You're keeping up.
I got a whole fucking bottle of Canadian Club next to me. I'm good to go.
Oh, sweet Jesus,
Oh.
poor child. I have some. No, I have some in the other room and some cola, so I feel you. We're both doing that.
Now then, we're going now to Muggany. He starts by asking, number 1, oh, so you like ponies. What are you, a pony fag? Do you like horse butts? You'd have to be one to say that they don't look nice.
I'm gonna pull a Jamie Lannister here and say, to be honest, I never really cared about horse butts, innocent or otherwise. No, my appeal for that is, like, if you've read my recent shit, it's almost all anthro, and there's a reason for that. I really like titties, so I...
Thank you. Thank
Wait,
you.
wait. Are you telling me you turned down the crotch boobs?
Absolutely.
That's why I wrote anthro for a while too. That's why Stella was conceived as an anthro. I just can't argue with tits. Sorry.
Like, okay, I've been a fan of titties since before I hit puberty and before I even knew what they were called. I was in grade 1 or grade 2 at the time.
Did you call them flesh bags back then?
I don't think I knew what the word for flesh was, so I highly was. I was a little like 6 or 7-year-old kid.
So you like called them titties at that point, right?
No, I didn't even know what to call them. I didn't call them anything.
Chesticles.
And then in grade 3, like one of my classmates called them mangoes, and I kept calling him that until he told me they were called.
That's adorable. Like that's
innocent
great.
Once. I swear to God, I was innocent once.
Hey girl, can I get a slice of your mango?
Can I squeeze them mangoes? Got to see if they're ripe.
And then there's the artist called Three Mangoes. I'm like, oh God, nostalgia.
Now then, the next question is, what is your favorite Pokemon? And do you write porn of them too?
Believe it or not, I've never actually written Pokeporn.
But have you written Pokeporn?
No, I have not. Favorite Pokemon? If you're basing it solely on the games, my favorite was Articuno, and that's probably a weird answer, but that was the first Pokemon I actually ground to level 100 with in Pokemon Blue back in the very, very old days when I was a little kid. I just farmed the Elite Four over and over again until I got max level, and I even used my Master Ball on Articuno in my first playthrough, I remember.
You only like Articuno because he's got chest floof.
Oh, God. I never even thought about that.
Articuno is a bird, so you got that cloaca. It's anal and vaginal at the same time.
It's true.
Are we going to talk about cloacas again? Really?
No.
Please don't. That's going to be clawful, dude. Just listen.
Oh!
Number 3. Why are you so beautiful?
That's just how I was made.
Aww.
You were made beautiful. You came out of your mom and you like looked at the camera your dad was holding to videotape the beautiful moment. You just went, "Hey, baby," and that was that.
Pretty much.
Mario.
I mean, punctuality is beautiful, right? I'm a very punctual person. I was even born on the day they said I would be.
You actually were. Wait, so you got an estimated delivery date, and you were born on your actual estimated delivery date?
Yes, on the dot.
Do you know how rare that is?
June 12th, 1987.
Holy fuck, motherfucker!
Hey,
Yay, 87 birthdays. Whoop.
All right.
Hey, Gary.
Hey.
Do you want me to ruin your childhood?
It's been ruined myriad times, so let's add one more.
I'm going to say one thing, and it's going to ruin it for you all. Look at this image, right? Articuno, right?
Yeah.
Now, what if I said that wasn't chest floof, but instead a beard?
It's not connected to the beak.
Boom. Also,
you're fucking wrong.
Also, Gary, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now then. Number 4. Why won't you answer my calls? Are you not committed to this relationship anymore? Because that'd be funny. Haha, sweats desperately.
Look, I know I've been seeing other people. Like it's just kind of complicated. I mean, once like Celestia decided to adopt the whole big titty goth GF look, it was just kind of over from there, you know.
Wow. Is it shakes? Are you seeing shakes?
Are there no small tittied goths?
There's lots of small titty goths. Oh man. But yeah, are you seeing shakes, Gary? Is that what this is?
I mean, there was that time in 2016 when we were bunking, and I just felt this warm feeling on my feet, and when I was in bed, I was shuddering, and I just all I heard was a shh, and I didn't want to, but I did. And I kind of enjoyed it.
Shakes in the comments says that he peed on you.
Look, when Shake says that I piss him off.
See, you guys have this fucking wonderful moment, and I just had to clean up fucking famous last words vomit. So, like, you guys have a much better thing going on here.
Oh,
props to you. So,
Wanderer G says, shh, this is warmth. This is warmth for you.
5 through 9 is just drilling into this more.
Do it. Let's
why
do it.
won't you return any of my texts? Why don't I see you anymore? Why is our relationship like this? Do you not love me anymore? You're a son, Jared!
I don't know.
How your day?
Is that really what it says? Hold on. I hate this. Oh my god. Let me show you what this looks like, Gary. This is the question.
Yeah, I see. I got it on my other monitor. I see.
God, I hate it.
My day is good, thank you.
Hooray!
Your winner.
Now we're going to Seton, who asks, number 1, what is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that's really unhealthy, but it's just so good?
Oh, there's so many. There's so fucking many. I would have to say, partly because of the camaraderie associated with it, is Fogo de Chao, also known as the meat spit. There's a whole story behind that. Have any of you been to Fogo de Chao?
Yes! It's so near. No, we have one by here. I have one I can walk to.
I don't know what this is.
Right? It's a Brazilian steakhouse.
Okay, it's an unending meat fusillade. So, what happened is, there's a whole story behind this. All right, if I can do story time.
Sure, story time.
We have plenty of time. Go for it.
Story time with Gary Oaks. So, I was completely fucking shit on in 2015, right?
Right.
You know, I generally take overnight flights because they're cheaper, and I have a layover. It's never a direct flight from Vancouver to Baltimore. So I was flying through O'Hare Airport, and I had to wait till customs opened at 5 a.m. after I landed, And for whatever reason, O'Hare likes to spit you out of customs into the unsecured areas. So you have to take a tram all the way around the airport and then line up through TSA. It turns out TSA was running at approximately the speed of smell. And my flight left at 6:20 a.m. I did not get through security until after my plane left. So I was completely royally fucked. And my next flight was leaving at 2:10 in the afternoon. So I'd be jerking off in the airport for 8 straight hours. Or I could take a flight to DC at, I think, 8 in the morning. I did that, but I had to pay like $80 US for a fucking cab from, not a cab, a shuttle from the airport all the way down to my hotel, right? Instead of the $2 it takes to go on the light rail. So I was out money. I was really shitty, and I still enjoyed myself, right? Because 2015 was the biggest Bronycon ever. And I wanted to have dinner with like Wanderer D and a few other people. I think Skywriter might have been there too. And they're like, yeah, sure. And this is like Sunday night after the con was over, right? And they were going to Fogo de Chao. I had no idea what it was. And SR Foxley was a fucking madman. He decided to buy everybody dinner. And that was my first experience with the meat spigot. And then every other time after that, I've been personally hosting a writer-centric meetup dinner. It wasn't the biggest Clopfix in the comments. It was the biggest at the time. It was like the first one to break 10K, but this year slightly broke it. And yeah, every Sunday after Bronycon, I always go to Fogo de Chao.
Awesome.
My dude, there is one in San Jose if you go to BabsCon. It's quite a little drive, but it's good.
Oh, I love it.
And it's on Santana Row. And their bar is very good.
Take me, pencil.
I mean, if you want to pay $60 for unending meat.
I'll pay for both of us.
Did you say unending meat?
It's literally unending meat.
Yeah.
Like,
they'll bring at your table.
Yeah, they patrol around, right? And they have these giant fucking slabs of cooked meat, and they say, what temperature do you want? And then you say the temperature, and then they just cut off a piece of it, and you take these tongs and put it on your plate, and you just get all the meat you want. There's like a gorillion types of different...
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've never heard that one.
It's gorillion. It is definitely a gorillion.
It's the amount of weight a gorilla can hold, a gorillion.
It's when you manscaping down there, and you then just slab your whole bottom self on the grill.
What?
But that being said, as much as that's beautiful. As much as I love Fogo, guys, it doesn't compare to Harris Ranch. I'm sorry.
This is true, Harris.
Sorry.
I've never been to Harris Ranch.
You wouldn't have. It's literally in the middle of nowhere in like the desert of California. There's nothing else there. It's just a giant hotel and theme park centered around meat. So.
Pictures like these that make me so sad. I haven't been able to attend a writer's dinner.
Baby, it's okay. We weren't invited.
Sounds like that place will meet my expectations.
Hey! Why don't we put a stake in this conversation and move on?
All right, number 2. What is the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
Death. That's a downer, isn't it? I'm fucking scared of dying, dude. I'm not even kidding.
How is that weird? No, how is that weird? That's not a weird thing to be scared of.
I don't know, like most people are afraid of stuff like clowns, Pinkie Pie, horsecocks, heights, public speaking. No, for me it's fucking...
But that's not weird. That's normal. That's a normie person fear.
Maybe it's weird that I have a normie person fear because of, I don't know.
Speaking of normie, the next question is not about normies.
Oh.
Number 3. Why is bag milk the best milk?
I've never actually had bagged milk before. I've never even seen it in stores. And yes, I'm from Canada, and I've never seen bagged milk. I don't know if they have it in the Northwest.
Okay, without getting specific, what area of Canada? Because we're finding that it is the east end of Canada that gets the most bagged milk.
I'm from Vancouver Island. I have to go east to get to Vancouver, and Seattle is southeast.
Okay, so yeah, you're in the more... Wow, that was going to be really bad.
The civilized.
Say it! The developed portion of Canada.
Yeah, damn right, dude. It's fucking beautiful out here.
But that raises the question, what hockey team is best hockey team?
Colorado Avalanche, fight me.
No, actually,
shit!
I disagree, but we're cool. That's the thing. Like, if you'd said like the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Vancouver Canucks, the LA Kings, the Anaheim Ducks, the Dallas Stars, or the Boston Bruins, I would have said fuck off forever.
Can we agree that Red Wings suck?
Yes.
Well, they really do right now, but they have Stevie Y in the front office now, so we'll see.
Fuck Detroit. I was, seriously though, I was cheering for St. Louis this year, and they happened to win the Stanley Cup on my birthday.
Oh shit! One of these days we're gonna have to do hockey cast.
Hell yeah!
Well, we'll invite Klops to come on. We'll invite Gary, and he and me and Gary will sit around and we'll just talk absolute shit about the Boston Bruins and hopefully the Chicago Blackhawks. Can we do that too?
I don't mind Chicago.
Oh, I hate them. I hate their stupid goalhard!
Maybe we should do a Barcast like fantasy hockey league.
I will absolutely do a Barcast fantasy hockey league.
All right. Now then, moving on to the next question. Number 4. What is your one annoying habit?
I would say that I don't know how to shut the fuck up. But maybe that's a good thing on this cast.
Oh, it's perfect on this cast.
We want more. Like you have not yet reached Aragon levels.
Oh God. I would say that's the worst thing though, and probably talking about myself too much.
That's what I think you're here for. This is your time, man.
I know this is perfect, but like I think I'm too selfish, honestly.
Fair. It is a common problem. Number 5. What is the theme song to your sex life?
The easy answer is Arrival Appears from Pokemon. You know, like you and your girlfriend, you're just role playing, and you're like, oh, let's role play Pokemon, and like, oh yeah, I'll be Ash, and then like, oh, I'll be a Pokemon. Like, what Pokemon do you want to be? And then she's just like, oh, like Charmander, and then I burst in the room saying, in that case, I'll choose.
Okay, for real. If you were with a girl or guy, whatever your preference may be, and they wanted to do a sexual Pokemon roleplay with you in the bedroom, what Pokemon would you prefer they roleplay for you?
Oh, that's a tough one.
That goes for all of us. Like, I'm curious.
Oh man, I only do G1 Pokemon. I guess the correct answer would be Eevee because they can evolve into so many different.
Oh.
So it's like spur of the moment.
Yeah, but like Eevee is a baby. So.
No. Like the evolved version. No, I swear it's the grown-up version.
The grown-up version. Well, when an Eevee grows up, they become something that's not an Eevee. So.
FBI, open up! Oh,
see, I'm here with Shanks, fucking saying Eevee's not for lewd.
Why
Shanks also.
Why does Eevee not just evolve into Evian?
Oh my god. Milk, who would you have Snoo roleplay as if you wanted Snoo to roleplay as a Pokemon?
Fucking, I guess Lucario. That'd be kind of cool.
How did I know it'd be Lucario?
Because he's the gay Pokemon meme of the fucking internet. Of course.
I have to say,
gay.
I would probably...
No, he's incredibly gay. It's like the biggest joke right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
I'll be honest, and I know why this is going to upset Enigma, but I would have to have Priest roleplay as Jigglypuff.
I thought you were gonna say I thought you were gonna say Ludicolo.
No, Jigglypuff. That would be that. There'd be lots of singing. It'd be weird.
So I would sing, and you'd fall asleep, and then I'd beat the shit out of you?
I mean...
Oh.
I'd just be honestly, I'd just be Metapod.
You'd be rock hard?
The only ability I know is Harden, dude.
Hey!
Do you know how many puns we've told?
There are so many. Let's just start drinking. You guys.
I know what I'd have my SO dress up as.
What?
My favorite Pokemon.
Implying you could get one.
Typhlosion?
Yeah.
Pretty sure you just have to, like, put a Simba mane around her neck, and then you're like, rawr.
Wait, you're telling me you wouldn't have your significant other dress up as Bidoof?
Fucking Bidoof.
Oh, God.
Excuse me, he was outclassed by Zigzagoon, so...
No, what would be great
Excuse me, it's Furret now the master class.
No, like your girlfriend walks in, and she's like, okay, I'm role-playing the best Pokemon, and you're just like, you look the same. She's like, yeah, I'm a Ditto.
That would actually be really clever.
Thank you.
No, she walks in looking exactly like you.
The twist is that you just don't ask the Ditto to transform.
Yep.
You know,
what the ultimate fleshlight?
Oh, God.
Bidoof.
Slime sex is the thing.
You know, the easiest Pokemon that they could probably, depending on titty size, would be Castform, because Castform already has titties.
We should really stop this class.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Fetishes are getting very specific.
I mean, like, I had a friend, right, and I told her she'd be like a Miltank, because she liked cows. Okay, no.
No, continue. This got weird. Please go. Why did you tell a friend this? What did she say in response? Did you hit that? Please continue.
I've only met her online, right? And I've known her for a few years, and, like, she liked mooing.
Oh.
Oh, she's into that. Okay.
Yeah, she likes the cows.
Touch the cow. Do it now.
Touch the cow. Do it now.
The funny part is, like,
Now.
I play a lot of WoW, or I used to, and I always hated on the torrents, so things got really awkward. And we played WoW together, and she made a female torrent, and it was kind of fun.
Hold on, I have something for here. This is for you, Gary.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Have you guys seen the rarity version of that? Touch the rarity cow. Do it rarer now.
No, I haven't seen it.
Anyway.
If you want to share it, you can. But we're going to move on and just...
Move on.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Sorry,
Okay.
that was terrible.
Oh!
We're going to slither on past this like an Ekans and an asshole. Number 6.
Priest, can you please steer us to the next topic of conversation?
This whole joke was a moose steak. I'm sorry.
We're gonna roll out some new questions.
This is dairy bad, okay?
I will TM1 you if you don't stop.
We need just to start drinking, please.
This is utter nonsense. Number 6. Do you watch anime by chance? If so, what are your favorites?
I don't watch anime too often. The anime that I've watched, like everyone watched, is Dragon Ball Z, but I don't really know if that even counts too much as an anime because of
Yes,
how
it does.
ubiquitous. So if I were to take another answer, I really like Steins Gate. Someone told me to watch Steins Gate.
Really?
I
literally heard
mad
that's the most
scientist.
boring anime ever.
The story was so good, man. Come on. It's only like 20 episodes.
Have you played Steins Gate?
I have not.
You are aware that it is a game.
I am not. I am now.
It's a very well loved, story rich visual novel.
Oh, that's really cool.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah, like I highly recommend it.
Was it a game first or was it a game second?
It was a game.
You know,
first.
I don't think that's true. I really don't think that's true, but I'm not positive.
Hey, Gary. I am mad scientist. It's so cool, son of a bitch.
Oh, everyone said that I was like Daru from Steins Gate for whatever that's worth, and my friend who does the cow shit, she kept calling me Garu, and she still does.
My friend who does the cow shit. Anyway.
Panty and stocking with garter belt. That's another good one.
I have not seen it.
I met the actresses behind it, and you know the actress who played Panty actually did the English.
Good.
Her favorite scene was the incest scene between the demon twins.
Wait, hold on. Is there sex in this anime?
Oh yeah.
It's off screen, but you know it's heavily implied.
Okay. It's called Panty and Stocking and Garter Belt.
They reenact D-Day with semen.
Wow.
What anime is this?
Panty and
Flam makes noises.
In which the Barcast learns about panning and stocking for the first time, and
I knew.
Pencil just grown.
I knew of it too, but I've only seen one episode.
What can I say except you're welcome?
What can I say except go?
Okay, we need to move on before this becomes Couchwitz. Number 7.
Stop it! Oh my god!
How big is your porn stash?
I actually had to check. I didn't know.
We will judge you. No, judgment's ready. Are you ready for
I don't know. I don't know what my browser favorites list is at, but I think my computer's at like 115 gig, and almost all of it's just images.
That's a 9 out of 10 right there.
Yay.
Horse Voice is up next, who says, "Oh goody, I'll actually have time to listen to this one." And where are you, Horse Voice?
Well, he asks questions later, actually.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Anyway, if you are missing part or previous cast before, check it out on iTunes, Google Play, and all that shit. Sorry. Yes, especially YouTube. We actually get to see who watches there. RK Striker JK5 is up next. What is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
Probably Blizzard Entertainment before they sucked Footishi's 30-inch.
Oh. So
Wow.
you're saying, like, when did everything go bad? StarCraft 2 or Overwatch?
I would say... Let's see. I'd say the seeds of shit were planted in Burning Crusade, which was 2008. Burning Crusade was really good, but a few things they did in Burning Crusade were shit. And then Wrath of the Lich King was good, except for the fact that they tried to make it too casual-oriented, and they kept catering to the lowest common denominator, and then the game just got worse and worse and worse, and then the company overall just became shit.
Have you played WoW Classic?
Oh, yeah. I played on Nostalrius for its entire duration. I played Vanilla for like 6 months when it was out. I was a Glaive Rogue and Beast.
Were you there during the Blood Plague?
Not the Hakar Blood Plague, but I was there for the Scourge invasion and at the end of...
Alrighty. Number 2, have you done any fan-related content for a non-MLP franchise?
Writing, no. I did make a StarCraft 1 campaign a long time ago, right before StarCraft 2 came out, so I guess that would count. It was like a 30-level campaign. And I used to make videos for World of Warcraft, like PvP.
Nice.
I've made like a couple hundred of them or something.
Cool. The next one that we have are from Moostasm. Number 1, Equestria. Do you consider it a vacation spot or a permanent residence?
Again, that's really tricky. I mean, at first glance, I would probably say vacation spot, keeping my options open. I don't know, that's like a cop-out answer.
That's a totally fair answer.
Because, I mean, I'd be a horse if I went to Equestria, right? Because if you go to Equestria as a human, you get turned into a horse.
You also think about, you have to think about the pros and cons. Con, there's no electricity everywhere.
Con, no titties.
Well, they're there. They're there. You just gotta look south.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just had this idea for a fucking non-fic.
Oh no.
No.
A horse gets teleported to Equestria, but they turn into a human. And so you have this human that's actually a horse. Oh my god.
Actually, I would be totally fine with a horse being transported to Equestria, and now they can speak, but they're just still a horse. And if any of you have ever been around horses, it would just be a lot of screaming.
That's true. That's
so
true.
would it be a person on all fours just kicking shit?
No, it would just be a horse. Like a horse transported to Equestria, it's still a horse, but now it can speak. And they're like, "Welcome, stranger." Just like, what the fuck is it? Where is it? No, must run now, run away now! Like just screaming and
The title: I have no muzzle, yet I must neigh.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I want to do this. I want to do so much for this. Okay, moving on. Number 2, cheeky timeline shenanigan time. You get to replace one piece of historical artwork that has existed in history with a piece of your own. Your piece of artwork gets the exact same amount of exposure as the original, including public showings, readings, school assignments, etc. What piece of historical artwork do you replace with what piece of yours, and how has history changed as a result?
Holy shit. Yeah, this is a tough one. I think I looked at it before and I was like, I don't know how to answer that. Fuck. That is a tough one. Like, I guess, like, imagine just replacing, like, I don't know if I can say it, but, like, imagine replacing a really important piece of text that's been very heavily followed with, like, one of my own texts and just see how that, like, I don't know, like, replace an influential story with, like, Hurricane Futushai or something. That would be really weird. Or the epic I'm working on, but the epic I'm working on wouldn't be as funny.
Fair.
Or like Twilight Stiffest Wing Boner, where she like learns how to deal with her wings, and Princess Celestia teaches. Very hooves on type of teaching.
Right, of course.
It's what Shake said. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because it's
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
You're at the Barcast, my dude.
At least the Bible of Hurricane Futushai.
Sure.
Oh god.
That's what I was trying to like beat around the bush to.
God, well, if she's Futushai, then she could beat around the bush.
Yeah.
The burning bush, right?
I'm sure there's plenty of people that worship the peener. It's definitely a sex thing. It would just be more accepted.
Thank the gods for Futushai and her tits.
So if this were to happen, what would the babies be dunked in for baptism?
Semen.
Pretty much.
But you have to regularly change out the semen every week, so that way it doesn't fucking goose.
Freeze it. It's okay.
I mean, I'll
Freeze it. It's okay.
I mean, oh god.
Why do you know this?
I can't say. I want to say something, but I can't. I can't.
Do you want to type it right here? See,
Just fucking boil it. It'll sanitize it.
Can we say that on type? Can we say that?
I have
No,
no
we
idea.
cannot. No, we cannot say that.
I can't say that.
We can't say that.
I can't say it, dude.
We can't say that, Gary. Gary, that's very funny. Thank you for abiding our rules. I fucking love it.
I'm a good boy.
Yes, very good.
Somebody give him a tendy.
What the fuck is going on?
Look behind the counter and don't say it out loud, Flam.
Oh, darling!
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Well, darling!
I need someone to take over.
I mean, I can do the next question. I know what the question is in reference
if
to.
if you already have it open, then yeah.
Yeah. So, Gary. If you are the very model of a modern major general, would you have information primarily animal, vegetable, or mineral?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
I know what the question is. Would you like me to elaborate?
So do
Yeah,
I.
sure.
I also know this.
I am the very modern. I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, vegetable, and animal and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quotes the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. That's what they're looking for. Have someone do. It's a song.
Science ranges from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
That's where you fucking got that from? You know that is a different...
I know!
Okay.
Of course you would have a weeb version.
Let's just go animal.
Animal, and just because it'll make Enigma upset. Hey, Enigma, I know another version of that song, too.
Really?
There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, actinium, uranium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium. I can keep going with that, too. It's all of the elements, motherfucker.
All right. I'm back and not dead.
Please take over so we stop, overwhelming Gary with singing.
Freegles is up next. Freegles asks, what's it like ranking lower in a Clop contest to a dude who didn't write Clop? Wow!
It was actually pretty interesting, especially since he took the time to translate it into English from Australia.
His
text is right side up.
Gary! Are you aware of the hentai that somebody translated into Bogan Australian?
No.
It's amazing. All of the dialogue in it is written down in horrible Australian redneck slang instead of normal people words.
It is upside down though, right?
It is recommended you read it upside down.
Oh, man.
Just
hit me up.
Until you'll have to find it because now Shakes wants the link.
Okay, just give me a second. I'll go get it.
Short Skirts and Explosions is up next. Who asks, what doth life?
42.
Nice.
It's actually part of my signature. I don't know.
Alex _ is up next. Gary, he's our man. He can't barcast, no one can. Yay, Gary!
Does anyone else ever wonder how that 10-year-old rode a fucking Ferrari with a bunch of cheerleaders?
What? Are you on
season one Pokemon?
He's got a dug-in car.
Dude, affluent grandpa, that's all I gotta say.
I mean, fair. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you?
The two answers to that are either yes or 11. Because I'm one of those guys who does, I take shit to 11, just as a rule.
Fair enough. Number 2, what's a good cure for ashrooms? Asking for a friend.
I would probably ask your doctor and get a topical ointment.
All right. What is the tiredest you've ever been?
Oh, fuck. That would be Bronycon 2014.
Really?
That was bad. Bronycon 2014 was just crazy. So I didn't think I'd be able to go to Bronycon 2014 in the first place until really awesome guy from Everfree Northwest, which was 2 weeks before the con. It's oh, I got a space in my room. I got a diamond badge. Yeah, let's do that. And you can pay me a little bit for the room. And I'm okay, I'll book my flight. And I did. But I got really shitty-ass times. And that was the year I wanted to get an Andy Price commission. And if anyone's got a commission from Andy Price, you know what that's like. I was also going to the raves and shit and partying until 2 or 3 in the morning. And I'd get 4 hours sleep at most every night. And I tried to line up at 7 for an Andy Price commission. And I nearly passed out in line, and it turns out I didn't need to do that because my guy with the diamond badge just took my commission info to Andy Price because he expedited the line, and I got it, which was awesome. But on the way back, I landed in Phoenix at about 10 in the evening, and here's the problem with Phoenix. It's cold as fuck in the Phoenix airport because there's cacti outside, and for whatever reason, they decide to have newsreels just blaring at Mach 20 and at 5 in the morning, and I only got a few hours sleep, and my flight was scheduled to leave at 8 and it got delayed or something, and it was so bad I was overtired for a week straight when I got home.
Aww.
It was that was bad.
Now then, number 4. Speaking of tired, what's the worst thing you've ever put in your mouth?
Your mom?
I mean, fair. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. Probably the same answer I had at Bronycon, which was like really nasty fucking cheese that was moldy and I had no idea. Like I just took a mouthful of it. I don't know. I was like 12 or something.
Fair enough.
Ethel will probably still eat it.
I mean,
It went from PogChamp to Dan's game in the span of half a second.
Number 5. Why even live?
Because it's about the journey.
Aw, that's so sweet. Now then, totally not a brony is up next. How many pages do you think your epic will be, and is it enough to choke a horse?
Well, let's see. The current draft is about, depending on what metric you use, Google Docs has it at about 1,460 pages, and OpenOffice has it about 1,220. So it'll be a bit longer than that because I have to add some shit to the beginning. So let's just say 1,500 on Google Docs. And the other part of the question is like, is it more sporting to use a paperback version? Like either or will choke a horse to death. I mean, Lulu can't even publish it as one volume. It's that big. It's so big that it broke Google Docs. It had to be split into parts.
Aw.
Jake is not the world's strongest writer. I actually broke Google Docs.
Oh shit! Contested ground now.
Uh-oh, I know he's in chat watching. I'm ready.
I want everyone to go over to Shakespearecles' page and comment, Gary Oak is the world's strongest writer.
Yep, that's what we're doing. Everybody, I will post a link.
How many pages do you have to go through in Google Docs to do that?
It was about 1,050, I think.
Now, was that the application failing, or was that your computer literally couldn't handle that?
No, every time I tried to update Google Docs, it's like there was an error, and it was around 260,000 words. Google Docs is like, nope. And then I looked it up, and apparently that's roughly...
Why would you put the entire story on one Google Doc?
So I could reference stuff, like, like, what happened at this point, Control F, and then you do... I just figured.
Okay, that actually makes sense. Yeah,
it was more of a backup, right? Like I wrote into OpenOffice, then when I finished a chapter, I copy pasted to Google Docs.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
All right, now then, it's time for questions with Shakespearecles, because this can't possibly go wrong. Question number 1: is it time to crack open a bear?
It's always time to crack open a bear when Shakespearecles is around. That's been our meme since 2015, and Shakes brought it to fruition this year. Like, are you familiar with the "Let's crack open a bear" meme from So I keep saying that to Shakes, and he's like, "What?" And then I had to explain it to him and show him the image, and he's like, "Oh, that's really good." And then it became a running joke for years and years. And then finally this year, he actually brought Bear brand beer.
That's
amazing.
We
cracked open bears. I actually have the link to the video of us cracking open a bear.
That's
fucking sick. Sure. You got time.
Yeah.
I'm just getting it right now. All right, I put it in the chat. Not the Twitch chat, but the chat.
And Shakes, sorry, not sorry. Also, if you're not following Shakespeare, please follow him when you do this. So.
Follow Gary, follow Shakes.
Yes, do it. Push play.
They give you a nice Jon Snow meme.
Oh man, nothing like cracking open a bear with your best friend.
Don't you mean a beer?
No, I mean a bear.
Let's crack open some bears.
Let's crack open a bear. Cheers.
Cheers.
Barely finished that.
God damn it.
Good work. Good work.
All right.
Good work.
Everyone has to take a drink. That was a pun.
Drink!
Hey!
Cracking open a cold one with the good old boys.
Oh, lordy.
And that was my 1 in the afternoon on Wednesday, Bronycon.
Now, number 2. Did Bronycon leave you Gary broke?
Yes, it did. That's another pun. We got a drink.
Drink time.
I need to get another drink soon. Shit, man.
I already had to refill my 1.5 liters of water.
We're gonna have a good. This is gonna be a fucking fun ass cast.
Ew.
Number 3.
You sound incredibly drunk, sir.
Actually, I have to ask. So, Gary, what is the best thing you bought at this year's Bronycon?
This year's?
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy very much at cons, honestly. It's always commissions from comic book artists, so it would be my Tony Fleece.
Yeah? Okay. You didn't buy a giant plush or a docky?
No, I actually bought a fuckload of plushes at Bronycon, and because it's like local and I don't have to go through airports and shit, and so I have all the plushies I need. I don't actually have a docky, believe.
Do you have Poutine Cone?
Poutine? Bronycon, one of Bronycon's mascots was actually called Princess Poot.
I know. I have her plush sitting over there on my bed.
If they accepted card, I would have bought one at Bronycon because they had them there. But
did you know
cash only?
Did you know that at one of the Bronycon closing ceremonies, there was like a skit between Poutine and another mascot? Poutine said something kind of mean, and I yelled, "Poutine, how curd you!"
I'm so proud of you. That's another drink, but I'm so proud of you.
The whole audience fucking burst out laughing, and then the next two cons after that became an official con. It was like for their official media and shit.
That's amazing.
Where's my Tony?
So is Bronycon in Toronto, or is that? Because I thought Vancouver was a totally different.
There's a whole story behind that. By the way, anyway, come to Vancouver. So Bronycon was founded by people who I actually met in 2011 at my first ever Brony meetup, which is in Vancouver. And it was like by the Vancouver Bronies, right? Like some people from there founded it. And it was in Richmond, which is part of Greater Vancouver, from 2013 through 2017. And it was sad to see that con go. Like, we actually all sung the Canadian national anthem, and a lot of the audience was crying. It was really sad. But a couple people said, you know what, we want to come back somehow. We don't know how. Maybe like as a side thing in another con, or have like a one-day con. But they came back as Vancouver Pony Expo in 2019. And this year is scheduled to happen in same place in January January 10th through 12th of 2020. So yeah, that's Vancouver.
Yeah, what?
It's
I'll just see if I can make it out to that con. I would really try, but usually I Brony can't.
Yeah, sadly. It's a small but intimate convention. Like, we had 300 people this year. Bronycon's peak was like 1,000 or 1,200 or something. But that was like Bronycon, and it's like a totally new, you know what I mean? Like totally new branding, totally new franchise, everything like that. And we just hit our first. And I say this as someone who's not staff. I do all the writing panels at Bronycon in Vancouver, but I'm not affiliated with the con in any.
Right. All right. Then the next question is, what is your favorite piece of non-commissioned pony swag that you got from the vendor mall?
Non-commissioned pony swag? I'd probably say either Horse Voices or Horizon's book, because that's literally all that I got. I got 2 commissions, and Horizon's because I really like Horizon, and he signed his to me saying something like, "Hey, horsefucker, now it's my turn." And Horse Voice because I edited almost every single story in that book, and I even wrote 4, so I just support my boy.
Aw. Did you buy my book?
I only bought 2 books because my luggage is like really bad.
Fair. I'm mostly joking. It's okay. Number 4.
Sorry.
No, it's unacceptable. I'm joking. Number 4. Describe Tony Fleek's hotel room with a word ending in ish that isn't fish.
Hilton non-murder-ish. Because he said, thanks for not murdering us. Or thanks for not murdering me.
Isn't that a bit of an oxymoron?
I don't know, is it? Like, yeah, because to pick up my commission, which is what I linked in the behind the counter chat, Tony Fleece always finishes my commissions really late, so it was like 2 a.m, and he texted me saying, "Hey, come up to this room at the Hilton," and yeah, there we go. I went to his hotel room. And
so Tony Fleece invited you back to his hotel room?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Really late at night.
Live.
Were you actually like having a moment where you're like, is this kosher?
Oh no, like I've done this before. Except it didn't involve the hotel room. He came down to the Hilton lobby the last year and gave it.
When you said you've done this before, I thought you were going to say murder.
Yeah, dude.
I thought you were going to say prostitution. So, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. Just casually sell myself out, you know.
Hey, we here at the Barcast don't recommend that, except for Alex, because he's our intern, and it's how he brings us the dosh for our horse charity.
Sounds good.
That was your segue, Priest.
Just Walter White.
Priest,
Next question.
No, but that was the segue, because I mentioned a certain thing. That's how we get money for our horse charity.
Oh, right, because ad time. I'm good at this.
Jeez.
So, for those who've never tuned in before, this is our mid-roll ad time. Anyway, come to Shotgun. We do 100% of everything we do here for charity. Everything related to money we get on Patreon, everything that we get relating to ad revenue, donations that we receive through PayPal and Ko-fi, go 100% to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary. Wow. Out in California, where we sponsor a horse that you guys voted for by the name of Little Bit. We have just about enough money that we're able to get his hosties trimmed, make sure he gets a little bit of food here and there. But we really want to make sure that we can get enough money rolling in so that way we can make sure he can have doctor's appointments, things like that. So please, if you have a spare dollar and you want to support the cast and the things that we try to do to make the world a little bit better with what we do, please consider throwing $1 to our Patreon.
We won't use it for drugs or alcohol or, really nice cuts of beef. We honestly will give every cent, not just profit, every fucking cent to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary.
There's even really cool, what's it called? Discord bonuses for those who donate to the Patreon. I think
which we will pay off on at some point, I promise.
Oh, the Discord ones are all automatic.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like instant donation, instant gratification, instant sexual feelings. So.
And Priest, you know what they say, right?
Anyone come to ShotCon?
Every little bit helps.
Hey!
That's the name of the horse we sponsor.
I know. Is that a drink?
Yes, absolutely, that's the drink.
So, now then, we have more questions. Gary, what's the difference between a bird flu and a swine flu?
The swine didn't flu unless he got thrown with a...
Jesus Christ, I'm looking at the answer. Fucking... God damn it, Shakes.
One requires a tweetment, and the other requires an ointment.
Fucking...
I'm gonna get you guys for this, don't worry.
Okay, please.
Why did Granny Smith fall into a well?
Why, Gary?
Because she couldn't see that well.
I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be back.
We're going now to Sorry Nephis, who starts with number 1. How was your experience with the Bronycon bookstore? What did you enjoy the most about it?
I didn't have to wait in line too much because RB Dad 47 is a boss. So I was standing around in line with Nikita Kitten, and it was like a gorillion years long getting into the vendor hall, right? So I was like, this sucks. And then Nikita got a text from RB Dash, and he's like, oh man, I've got all these heavy boxes, and there's tons of them, and they're all full of books, and we got to restock it, and because it's selling out so fast because it's ridiculously popular. And I'm like, aha, I'll be your extra pair of hands, my man. And I just walked past 2 hours worth of people to get into the store, and yeah, I bought a couple books. I would have bought Colin Gardez's, but that was already gone.
Yeah, I understand.
The first half of that sounded like a gay porno setup.
Word around the offices, you got a fat cock.
If you were associated with the bookstore at all, I'm pretty sure the majority of people would agree that everyone's gay for Aqua and RB-47.
Yeah,
like they are ultimate champions. I want to see, and maybe we can get them on here in the next couple months. I think it'd be really, really cool to hear them and listen to them say some things about the bookstore.
That would be fascinating. But real talk, I really wanted to be part of the bookstore, but as I said, I'm mostly known for my clop, and I wasn't allowed to sell 50 Shades of Gary there because no mature rated stuff allowed. And And the one work that I'd be proud enough of to sell isn't done yet. And, it's my 370K word book that I'm working on. So, yeah, I was too.
It's almost like we need to figure out the next big convention that people are, a lot of fanfic writers are all coordinating and going to, and maybe setting up a room where we can have a pop-up bookstore that's only open for maybe so many hours and people can buy clop or something like that.
Speaking of,
anyway, come to TruckCon.
Van Hoover Pony Expo has a lot of not safe for work content. There is an NSFW vendor hall which only requires, I think, 18 or 19 plus to enter, and because we're not the USA and we don't have K-Kona guns everywhere, so we have lower age requirements for shit. And you can go there. There's like fucking dockies with pony pussy everywhere. There's an Nego shirts like people
Okay,
like that.
okay. I have to ask. Could one, in theory, walk into this 18 plus vendors hall and then take off all their clothes and walk around that area naked?
I don't speak for con security. I'm assuming no, but you'd have to ask the heads of security.
Just tell them it's proof that you're not going to steal anything and hide it on your person.
I mean, we're all
Speaking
very
of mean,
thoughtful.
let's move on to the next
places
question
you might
and not elaborate on this idea of an 18 plus clop bookstore pop up ever again. Number 2,
a clop up book.
Yeah,
a clop up. Oh no!
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, you know what would be better? It has some slides where you can like in and out, in and out.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
We have the technology.
Oh yes! You just have a little slider. All right. Number 2, what's your favorite? Stop. What was your favorite genre of MLP merchandise?
Oh, favorite genre. What do I have the most of? Let's see. I have a fuckload of plushes. I like the books though. Honestly, I mean, it's really cool seeing fanfic authors be able to publish their books at cost and sell them, and people actually want to buy them. That gives me hope as someone who wants to be a writer one of these days. Oh god, I just saw the words Lyra plushie in chat. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I have discovered My Little Pony fleshlights, and if people are like, oh, you mean the ones that Bad Dragon did? No. There are ones where the actual fleshlight holder is shaped like a little pony body with its legs tucked, and it's got a tail and everything.
Oh my god.
You just discovered this recently?
No, it's also got like a full-size pony head attached to it, and there's something like, they're trying to make leg support, but I think it's something like a full 2 feet long from front to back, so like it actually is like a very small horse body.
Holy shit.
Pencil, you're making me think of that little animatronic Sweetie Belle we saw at the con, only someone added a fleshlight to it.
Yeah, right. It was on Etsy. I don't remember where it was, but I saw it and I was like, I'm going to follow this because if it's cheap, I will get this as a gag gift for somebody. But I don't think it was ever cheap.
That's almost big enough for me, so sounds good.
Good job.
Now then, number 3. Where do you get inspiration for your stories?
This is like an essay-long answer. So do you want me to start with the clop or the clean?
Yes.
Okay. So for clop, the first clop story I wrote was halfway through my my first attempt at a novel, because I was like, man, I'm really pissed off that people aren't liking the twist that I have in here. So I'm going to prove that everyone has no taste. So I'm going to think of literally the most retarded shit I can think of and make that a story, which was A Twinkle in His Eye. If you're unfamiliar with The Twinkle in His Eye, I said, all right, this is the night where Twilight Sparkle gets conceived, and Discord's bored and breaks out of his prison, like his stone prison, because fuck you, he's Discord. And he decides to take the place of one of the parents, and he decides to take the place of Twilight's mom. He gets fucked by Twilight's dad, and then after the whole show is over, it turns out Twilight's dad is Queen Chrysalis, because M. Night Shyamalan. And then I came up with Rainbow Dash's stiffest wing boner, which was just a Viagra joke. You know, Rainbow Dash gets a 4-hour wing erection, has to get it seen to by a doctor, and, you know, she just eats out her pussy and fucks her with the dildo and stuff like that. Then Brayburn Tastes the Rainbow, I just got the idea to troll people again, which was, everyone says Rainbow's gay, everyone says Brayburn's gay, let's make them fuck. And I just used a really stupid hentai premise to make that. Hurricane Futushai was just something I randomly came up with. Like, your game, you will, but sexualize that, from the Hurricane Fluttershy episode. Several other stories were thought up from pictures. Honestly, like the whole Daddy's Little Gothic Girl. I just saw that Sui Rano pic of Gothic Flurry Heart and decided to write a story about that because I needed something to enter the Father's Day contest. Ended up getting second to that, and to Klops, who's in the chat, by the way. Shout out to Klops, he's an awesome guy. For my other stories, it's kind of like if that makes sense. Like, what if Celestia and Luna had an elder brother who was bad? And that was my idea for my first story. And Diamond of Desire, that kind of came about by sort of something Diablo 3 inspired. Like Celestia's first pupil ever goes bad and tries to duel Celestia for the throne because she thinks she's being groomed as an heir. And Celestia defends herself. The pupil fades into nothingness. Celestia thinks she's killed the pupil, but she stored her soul in a gem, and the gem tricks Spike into eating it to merge with Spike and take over Equestria, because like half unicorn, half dragon. The other inspiration was it was actually based on the elephant's foot from Chernobyl, if you're familiar with that. Is anyone familiar with that from Chernobyl?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought, so what if Equestria and this continent full of Viking reindeer, which, by the way, Viking reindeer was something Lauren Faust said in a Reddit interview, like an offhanded comment. What if they were at war when Equestria was founded, and Celestia sued for peace because it was like a stalemate, and as part of the agreement, the Reindeer King said, "Okay, fine, we'll make peace with you, but you have to give us this weather factory that you're working on, because it would be a powerful weapon for us. It would help us with our nation's prosperity, because we live like, polar Norway type area, lots of tundra, lots of mountains, not that pleasant. But the weather factory was really unstable and it had to get moved because it was like really old and all that, right? So it kind of went nuclear and blew up. And the reindeer have been pissed off about it ever since and decided to attack Equestria. And that was kind of like the little idea that spurred on the story. So most of the time it's like a small idea that you build on. It's like what Stephen King said, right? You're writing a story is like unearthing a fossil. And as you get better at writing, less of the fossil is damaged as you unearth it. And you don't know whether you're unearthing like something the size of your hand or a T-Rex. And this was like 2 T-Rexes because it was 370k words, which is longer than Narnia.
Interesting.
Sorry for the essay.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I'm gonna take over a little bit. I'm gonna take over for Priest for a little bit, right? Rap meow. So number 4 from this question was dragon tits. Yay or nay? This is kind of important.
Better be yay.
Shut up, Enigma.
So I'm a big fan of big titties. If anyone's read the Summer Sin Celebration, you know how big, like, I make Celestia's titties, right? She basically makes it so that she can smother Twilight completely with them. Like, Twilight's entire head is just gone in that cleavage, right? I like writing about epic titties. But titties are memories, right? Dragons are reptilian.
There we go.
Therefore,
I wrote a story about
dragons
this.
do not have titties because they are more reptilian than that.
I wrote a story about this called Dragon Tits, and I agree.
And
Thank you.
I did a reading of this too.
I got to drop the best pun I've ever written in my life in that story, Gary.
Let's hear it. I want to drink again.
Sure, it was. You're a gynecologist, or no, that's a different one. You're a plastic surgeon, and Ember comes to you, is like, I've noticed that guys give girls more power when they have breasts. I need you to give me these. And he's like, okay, I can't explain this to you any better. You are a dragon. You are a lizard. Lizards don't have mammary glands, ergo you can't have tits. And her response is, so you're saying it's a reptile dysfunction?
Yes.
And it's the greatest thing I've ever written.
I'm reading Twitch chat, dude. I fucking see you, Wander D. If this is true, then I'm going to be dragging D's nuts across your...
Hey! I love it.
Ah, beautiful.
Wander and me are like brothers in arms about the dragon tits, man.
Look, I talked to Horizon. He's like a fucking scaly, and he's like, yeah, no dragon tits. And I love titties more than probably any.
Not saying something.
Look, if you're under 25 years old, I've literally liked titties longer than you've been alive.
Exactly. But now, we move on to the best questions.
Ooh, the breast question?
It is no, yes, maybe. I don't know. Let me refresh right quick. There we go. Alrighty, so it is time for questions with Vylon. So, you want to read us in, Pencil?
Well, I surely do. Hold on.
It's time for questions with Vylon.
There's the jingle we know and love. So, and if I remember correctly, Priest does it like this. Here we go.
Do it.
Oh, God.
Hi, karaoke.
Fuck! Oh no, I don't like that. Oh fuck no!
Rip headphone users.
It feels like my asshole's been violated.
I'd say pretty excited because I've wanted to be on the Barcast for the better part of 2-3 years, and so I'm finally on it, which is fucking amazing. And I've been drinking since 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm quite inebriated.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Alright, and that's the end of Vylon's questions. Alright.
What would happen if we all do that throaty thing that Priest does at the same time?
Fix your gain. Oh, my lord.
No, let's try it. No, we're going to do this. Gary, will you join us in this horrible thing?
Oh, no.
What do you want me to do?
Okay, we're all going to get really close to our mics, and we're all going to, like, try to sound sexy, and we're all at once going to, like, ask each other how we are.
We have to say, how are you today?
Yes, like, just get really close to your mic and get, like, super, like, into it and, like, sensual. Can you do this, Gary? Can you do this?
Is it like ASMR?
Yeah, we're doing it, but it's awful. That's the idea.
All at once. Milk, you too! Unmute yourself.
Milk, you got to do this too. Come on, Milk. Get close to the mic.
We're gonna milk this for all it's worth, right?
Hey, let's do it.
Count of three, everyone.
Is everyone ready?
It was way too much.
Count us in.
How dare you for that pun?
3, 2, 1.
How are you?
Well, that's something we've done now.
Darling.
That's a clip.
Oh, that's all the time we have for today. Next up, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh, God. Clops wants me to do it in the Cozy Glow voice.
Oh, God.
Do it right now.
My
This
dick
has to
can't.
happen.
No, don't do it. My dick can't take it.
How are you today?
Is that better?
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah, Clops, was that a better thing? Was that what you had in mind? You're welcome.
Child, where are your parents?
Oh, God.
I killed them.
I believe this.
As amusing as this is, please.
I bet a bunch of dicks are gonna cozy grow right now. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
Okay, let me just take this fucking drink first. Drink your water, people. Hail, hydrate. All right. Next question from Horse Voice. What is the best movie of this year, and why is it Alita Battle Angel?
Alita is one of the better movies I've seen this year, albeit I haven't seen too many movies, but honestly, if you haven't seen Alita, I would 100% recommend it. It's pretty awesome. Like I like the world building in it, like the whole sci-fi world. And if you have Alita as a waifu, and someone says your waifu is trash, that's fine, because Alita was literally found in a trash heap.
Hey.
Like if you don't know, she's like this killer fucking robot, and she's like rebuilt and shit, and she fights things, and like one of the bad guys is fucking Remy Danton from House of Cards, and then she has to fight off against, like she squares off against I'm the Juggernaut bitch, and yeah, it's really awesome, and she drops the F-bomb. It's good.
So this Wall-E sequel sounds like it got an M rating.
It's really good. Like, it's actually really good, and she's got, like, fucking weeb anime eyes, and they're, like, weird, and then it's okay, and then you're, like, enamored with the world, and you don't really care. Yeah, it's fucking cool.
I'd like to uncanny her valley.
Oh. Oh. And the guy from, what's that fucking movie? That, Inglourious Basterds, the fucking German guy from that movie is in it.
Oh!
That guy, Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, yeah.
Yeah,
Christoph Waltz, yeah, him. He's fucking awesome in this, too.
Nice.
I don't want to give too much away. I hate spoilers myself.
Fair enough. Alrighty, well, that's all from Horse Voice. Now we're going to Jammer. So, has the cast been nice to you?
The cast has been wonderful.
Aww.
Gay. Alrighty. Now, the actual first question is, what's it like to write the stories?
It really varies from story to story. If it's porn, then it's kind of difficult to, keep it all together. And one thing I like to do is go out somewhere else and write, so you can't jack off while you're doing it. I tend to get more done that way.
Well, not with that attitude. Yeah. Oh my God.
Thank you, Pencil.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in my grocery store's cafeteria where half the staff knows me because I'm there every other week, and just start beating off. That wouldn't raise any questions.
Why don't you go to the mall, pull out your laptop, and sit right next to the giant fruits where the kids play on top of?
But we don't have those. But
just go to the farm and help your uncle jack off the horse. It's all good.
My dad used to own a farm, but we didn't have horses. We had cows and other stuff, and goats.
Did you help him jack off the cow?
Well, I'm sure the horses were in the back.
They were at other farms. I could just dye my beard white and be like Santa, and that would be kind of sitting there writing on my laptop.
They're just out to pasture.
I can see it. You dressed as Santa walking into a whorehouse going, ho, ho, ho. It'll be great.
Exactly.
What point
at the chicks. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That was the joke. Hey.
That's the joke. When it comes to other stuff, like the fucking epic I was writing, that was like a daily grind. I'm not going to lie. I'd sit down. No. I'd sit down and be like, all right, I got to do 3 hours of writing on this shit today. Let's go. And pound out 3,000 words. Okay, next day, 3,000, and I do that for almost over 2 months straight, 72 days or some shit.
Grinding and pounding for 72 days.
And then you polished it, right?
I'm about to polish it. I'm still at the point of rereading it and getting pre-readers and stuff. 100G cough.
There you go.
Just make sure it's all stiff, man.
Oh, exactly. But no, I wrote 240,000 words in 73 days or something like that. And most of it was for, trust me, I was a fucking slave, man. From Mother's Day all the way until just before Bronycon, I was writing every day. My birthday, 3,000 words. I don't give a fuck. Because I did write on my birthday, and I was hungover the day after, and I wrote 3,000.
Gotta make sure that plot is rigid, right?
Well, as they say, right? Tyrion, embrace what you are, make it your armor, no one can use it to hurt you, and if you write porn, talk about plot armor.
And fuck your sister.
You took the time to make that story tight.
Exactly.
Very tight, like a tiger.
Anyway.
No, if you want to write a long book, you have to write every day, and you have to write a lot. Otherwise, you'll never get it done.
Yeah,
it's true.
Otherwise, you'll never get it up.
Anyway,
precisely. On film fiction, you're right. You
on the shelves.
Hey, Flam.
Yes.
Next question.
I like it. Number 2. If you were given 33, that's 311s, drinks of your choice every week, would you give Nighty a place to stay at or near your home?
Well, the place I live at currently has some vacancies, so sure, as long as it's not on because it ain't cheap to live here. My place is kind of crowded because it's a Euro style flat, and there's barely enough room for myself and my stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, number 3, would you hug Thingpone? Are you aware of Thingpone?
I saw it, and I don't know how many drinks it would take before that happened.
Hold on. How much of Thing Pony have you seen?
I've seen every link in that fucking comment.
Which one is my favorite? Which one is my favorite? Like, I want to make sure that they got the best picture. That one's fine. That one's all right. I want to make sure they have the really sexy one. Like, yeah, there's where she's got. That's not the right one either. My God, like, but why aren't you posting the sexy one?
I didn't know that existed, but now I know it existed.
Well, I mean, are you aware of John Carpenter's The Thing?
John Carpenter, he's that guy who won $1 million, right?
Oh God. Oh no.
I think he's thinking about John Carter.
No, John Carpenter. He didn't use any lifelines. Guy was a fucking beast.
Which of these items is the biggest? An elephant, a boat, or the moon?
Stop breaking my heart, and you have to tell me. Like, are you at least aware of John Carpenter's The Thing? Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, she is a representation of the monster from that. Shakes, make Gary watch The Thing, please. Thank you. Thank you.
God. So what you're saying, Gary, is would you not kiss them goodnight, tell them everything is going to be all right?
I don't know. It depends on how much I've had to drink that night.
And I'm guessing that also segues into, would you stick your peener in it?
Depends on how much I've had. I don't know. It would take a lot.
You know, if they were to remake The Thing and give it an urban setting, it'd be called The Thing.
Well, they did. They did remake The Thing almost like exactly. And I'm not going to get into that. That's history movie trivia. Like Priest and I will talk about it later because he actually cares.
When I think of The Thing, I think of like Thing from the Addams Family, and like now I associate that with Klops because his avatar is just a.
Or maybe the Cat in the Hat's child labor.
I've got to check now. Is Addams Family The Thing pony? What does that give me on O?
It's just a hoof.
Oh.
It's just a hoof.
I think, did you find something, Pencil?
I'm gonna have to look through this.
I'm guessing she found that image where it's a pony made out of hands.
Yeah, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Right, and while she looks through that, has the disappointment kicked in yet?
Disappointment from what? There's a lot of things to be disappointed about. Is it Bronycon ending?
And
I'm guessing it's Bronycon ending.
I think they mean on this cast.
Yeah.
And I have to post this. I've thought about it, and I can't not. This is what I motherfucking found, kids.
Why would I? Oh God.
Oh man.
That's for sure.
I was not expecting this.
I want to see that finger someone.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Oh no.
Is this what Lyra gets when she genetically manipulates her own DNA to have hands?
I don't know, but I mean, this isn't what I expected.
This oh God.
10 out of 10, I would still hold hands.
That's still pretty, that's, I don't know, that's killed a lot of neckbeard streams right
there. Oh my God. Anyway, we should continue.
That's pretty hoovy, man.
Do you use nail clippers to trim the hooves?
Oh God, I don't want to think about this. Please, Blam, next question.
All I'm gonna say is they're probably good with vacuum cleaners because they like hoovers. There you go. All right. Have all of these questions bothered?
And that pun sucked.
I know.
Oh no.
I'm well aware. I was reaching for that one, giggity.
No.
I was reaching for a hoof. And now, have all these questions bothered you?
Not too much. I've had enough to drink, and we're deep enough into the cast. I'm not disappointed though with the cast.
Yay! All right.
It's everything I dreamed and more. Oh.
Right back at you.
Hell yeah.
We are moving on to Caprin, who says, "Oh boy, time for the hard-hitting questions. Number 1, is cereal a soup? Why or why not?"
I'd say no. And I guess I don't know, I always distinguish cereal and soup as different things. Maybe soup you don't have to chew as much usually. I'd probably say.
Would it be a stew then?
Stew makes me think of something hot, and cereal is generally served cold, right, with like milk fresh out of the fridge.
So what you're saying is once a stew gets cold, it is no longer stew.
Well, I mean, it was originally intended to be hot, so I guess you'd consider it stew no matter what. They're like cold stew. There's still like hot cereal, right? Like oatmeal. Like that's actually what I have every morning, like oatmeal.
You put the cereal inside freshly squeezed cow broth.
I hate this. I hate this. Thank you. Are you okay,
All right.
Gary? Are you all right?
What? I'm good. I'm fucking good. Let's go.
All right,
Hey,
number 2.
go.
What's your favorite candle scent?
I don't know if I have a favorite candle scent. I don't really have any candles in my place.
Lament
Why
of
not?
Orphan.
I guess we could say like incense.
Mare pussy?
Incest? I don't know. Because I
Did
read
you
a lot
just say your favorite incest scent is incest?
No, his favorite incense is incest.
That's what I
Let's go
heard.
with that.
That's what I heard, and I'm sure Shakes is sitting in the comment section going, "Where can I get this candle?"
Look, that's how Shakes and I met.
Link,
Okay?
please. Link,
Shakes,
please.
Shakes and I met over incest. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, you need to tell the story of how you met Shakes for us. We have a little time, and you've mentioned that your favorite scent is incest. Please tell the story of how this happened.
So I was working on a fic called The Old Switcheroo. If anyone's read that, probably
have.
not.
Oh,
I
that
have.
one.
I'm not sorry for that one. So I was writing that, right? And it was my first ever time writing real incest, I think. And Shakes published Brohoof Bash right around the time I was writing it. I'm the type of guy who I write my entire story before I publish it, right? If it's multi-part. So I was 3 or 4 chapters into it out of 5 or however many it was. I think it was 4 chapters. I was at least halfway through it, and then I was like, oh shit, Shakes published this. I don't want to piss him off by writing something and publishing something similar, even though like it, would look like I'm kind of plagiarizing almost. And then I sent him a message saying, hey, I'm writing something similar concept to you. I hope it's okay. And then he's like, I want to pre-read this. And we became friends after that. And the following Bronycon, I was like, I need a roommate. And Shakes is like, I got a spot. And that's when we met in real life. And we've been chums ever since. And we've been bigger and bigger friends. And I've been writing more and more incest because of the incest is wincest contests. So yeah, that. I don't know. Keep it in the family, man. Sweet Home Alabama. Kekona.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Thank you for that interjection, Bruce.
Banjos intensify.
Beautiful.
I can just imagine you guys doing dueling banjos, except it's just the sound that comes out of your keyboard whenever you hit a key to like type pieces of an incest fic. It would be a beautiful thing.
It'd sound kind of like the Guitar Hero clips from the that South Park episode where they're like playing Guitar Hero, but there's no actual music. You just hear click, 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 click. Wow, he's really good.
But except when you click, it goes do 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 do, and it just types in like his sister took off her panties. He took off her.
Came.
Next question. Yep.
Tack.
Lick my balls. Got him.
He said to his brother. There you go. Anyway, what are we doing?
All right, then. Moving on to the next question. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Why or why not?
It's closer to a burger than it is a sandwich if you want to get very
A
philosophical.
burger is a sandwich.
Ooh. I don't know, like, I think of burgers as like an ascended sandwich, you know what I mean?
An ascended
sandwich.
An ascended sandwich.
Like,
You know
right
what?
here.
I got you.
To go even further beyond.
This sandwich over here on the left is a level 1 crook, while this burger on the right is a level 50 boss.
Exactly.
I love
And,
this.
and hot dogs are like level 10 to 40, depending on the type of hot dog, you know?
So
Hot
your
dogs
argument is not that it's not a sandwich, it's just that there are different tiers of sandwich and it's not a high enough level sandwich to be a burger.
Yeah, like a hot dog is a particle board of meat, right? So,
Oh my god.
so you
I
got
think I
that.
think I understand what you're saying. So a hot dog is sort of like what you get on Tutorial Island in RuneScape, right?
I guess. I'll pretend I played RuneScape. But, like, I don't know. Part of it is you typically make, like, you grill the meat or cook the meat in a burger, and sandwiches oftentimes are cooked. Like, you know, you take deli meats and throw them on a
Excuse
sandwich,
me.
right? That's like a sandwich.
The best sandwich is a grilled cheese sandwich, which is definitely hot.
That's true, but there's no meat in it though. Like an average grilled cheese has no meat unless you add like a default grill. Look, one of my friends in real life is Ray Hope. All that motherfucker eats is grilled cheese sandwiches while we're out because he has very crazy allergies and very selective tastes, and he has a very poor sense of smell. So almost really gross to him. So one of the only things he can order at restaurants is grilled cheese sandwiches. So like, and he's vegetarian too. So he basically only eats when we're out though. Yeah, so that's my expertise in grilled cheese. It's like secondhand information.
I cook a lot, and okay, I'm curious now. Gary, what is your favorite sandwich?
My favorite sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
A burger.
The Ascended sandwich is
the Ascended sandwich. No, I really do like burgers. When I'm at home, I typically make, if I have sandwich, I'm trying to get off sandwiches, right? Because I'm trying to eat fewer carbs in my diet.
Aw, good luck.
Like when I'm home, I like, I don't know, I toast a Kaiser bun and put some like deli meats on it, and then mustard, mayonnaise, ham, lettuce, tomato, onion, stuff like that. Bit of pepper.
Not bad.
Good stuff. Some cheese.
You forgot the mayonnaise.
No mayo!
No, I have mayo. I have mayo and mustard.
That's the way to make a sandwich.
My go-to is fresh basil leaves, thin sliced heirloom tomato, freshwater mozzarella, grilled on both sides until the mozzarella melts, and then drizzled with balsamic vinegar glaze.
Oh shit!
That's what I do.
So it's so good.
You're so swanky. Like, I don't know. I'm lazy. I try not to cook stuff too much.
I'm a spoiled bitch. You have to say, like, Flam and Enigma came over and I made finger sandwiches, and how were they?
They were spectacular. Oh my god.
Yeah, they were all right.
Enigma, you go to hell.
Enigma, excuse me.
Enigma only likes, like fast food sandwiches that are dripping in grease and have tapatio on them, so what the fuck ever. Let's ask questions to Gary, because he's nice. I've had drinks.
Indeed. Letter 4. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Oh, I know.
Ooh, there's so many things, like, every time someone posts a story that gets featured on FinFiction, they type featured in the description.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes. That's one of my big pet peeves. Fortnite dances. Like, all the fucking Zoomers doing the floss and shit like that.
I'm happy for them. You know what? If they can communicate together in the Fortnite dance and it makes them more active, I am happy for them. They still look stupid.
Yeah, like that's fine. I mean, like, not like we did stupid shit. Here's the thing, right? You're my age, right?
Yeah, like we are the same age.
Yeah, so all the fucking really stupid, cringy ass bullshit that we did, it was lost in the ether because Facebook didn't exist at that.
Well, that's not true. The terrible shit we did in high school still lives.
That's true.
But like our equivalent of the Fortnite dances, those are gone because we're like, as far as the internet is concerned, we were never 12 years old. We were like 15 when we were born because like none of that.
The Macarena.
The Macarena.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I swear I never did the Macarena. Oh fuck! I gotta go.
Two steps. Everybody clap your hands.
I'm
sorry, it's required. I was alive when this came out. I have to do it now. I'm sorry.
That was like
the fucking Blitzkrieg
training. That song,
dude. It's like the Blitzkrieg bop.
Oh yes, exactly.
3, 6, 9, dance real fine.
Wait, hold on. Did you have the Kids Bop version of it, Priest? Did you actually think that's what it said?
No, that's the Need for Speed version.
Actually, thank God. Like, that sounded to me like a Kids Bop version, so I had to say something.
No, Need for Speed Underground, man. That was my shit for a while.
Oh, another one that people look stupid while doing is, like, those fucking selfie sticks?
Yes.
Like that. They should just call them narcissistics.
Wow.
I'm mad. I'm drinking. I'm mad. I would like to add, putting on chapstick. Ain't a soul who can look good putting on chapstick.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't believe you guys are missing the big one that everyone looks stupid doing.
Sex.
Jerking off in public.
I mean,
not everyone looks stupid doing that.
The people who usually do that are not mentally sound, which they don't care what they look like. So I'm not gonna get well dressed up like a gentleman and go out and just wax on, wax off. So.
Can we be unisex with the jerking off for a second? Like, if he told me Tanaka did that in public, she wouldn't look stupid doing it. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway.
Indeed. Oh God, why you gotta ask this question? There's only one real answer. Toilet paper, over or under?
Always.
Say that again?
Over, 100%.
Yes.
There's only one reason you wouldn't do that. And that's if you have a baby who is just learning to walk. Because, and I have experienced the joy of toddlers finding out that if you take toilet paper and you unroll long enough and you put it in the toilet and flush the toilet paper keeps unraveling into the toilet. So that is a reason to do it under rather than over.
I wouldn't really know, because every time, Shakes posts a fanfic of a character getting knocked up, I just post a picture of, the Fallout.
Yes.
Like the Fallout guy, it's like a picture of him kicking a pregnant woman in the chest, and she's, also a Fallout chick.
Yeah. You mean Pip Boy.
Yeah, that guy.
Beautiful.
I gotta find it.
All right. And next question from our lovely Anon Pencil. How does this make...
Can I ask?
Yes.
Can I ask?
Yes. Go.
Yay!
And what the fuck?
I wanted to know how this makes you feel. Priest, are you upset?
I need to write. I need to ghostwrite more and be able to afford a better sex. Is that the right answer?
I don't think there is a right answer for this.
Can we make this into a Tempest Shadow fic?
Oh, I found the picture. There it is.
Oh, yes, there it is.
That was an actual buff they're going to add in the second game, but they decided at the last minute, you know what? We probably don't need this.
Anyway, so there you go. Now you know something.
Is that a fleshlight in there? What is that?
Yes, that is a fleshlight.
That is a fleshlight, my dude.
A pillow and yeah.
And what do you think the ice there on the right is for?
The longer you look at it, the more questions it raises and the worse it gets. Would you like to show them this picture, Milk, so they can all look at it?
Would you like to know more?
Why? I'm happy to help.
This is all the regretty.
All the regretty.
There's more questions.
More questions.
All right. So we have the next question coming from Alex _ who asks, of course, how would you arouse me? And by me, I mean him.
Yeah, keep in mind that Alex is British.
Oh, let's see. I'm half English myself, so I could say that my grandfather fought for the RAF. Both of us we're refined gentlemen with refined tastes. You see, on Twitch, I'm Gary Oak with an underscore at the end, and he's Alex with an underscore at the end, so, we've got a bit of common ground. I don't know, I'd probably make some tea. We could probably have a chat over that, because I love some tea,
Well, I can see him in the chat right now, and he's getting all hot under the collar with all this nonsense.
Oh, I say. I'm talking in a really shitty English accent, talk about oh, I see, we could talk about crumpets.
In a Tim Curry-like voice, could you yell smashing?
I don't know if I could.
Could you try?
It depends. Every time I think Tim Curry, I just think of It.
No. Just think of like Frankenfurter, or think of Nigel Thornberry, or think of The Butler and Clue, or think of Home Alone. There's so many options.
I just think of Nigel Thornberry though.
Do that. Can you yell smashing like Nigel?
Smashing.
Thank you.
Smashing.
That's such a priest. What?
So I guess that's how I arouse him, and you know, I could be like, oh, I'm arriving.
I'm arriving.
Yeah, that's how you say you're coming in Britain.
Oh, Alex, please confirm this.
Like, actually, my mom was actually born in Britain. She moved to Canada when she was 4, so she has no accent.
Well,
I've arrived at the required time.
I've reached my platform.
You get really mad when like it's like Intricate Disguise playing League of Legends. He's like, "Oh, bollocks! This really crumbles my crumpets." When he fucking dies and shit because he's bad at the game, despite spending like 27 hours a day playing.
why, Gary, I really think that's quite insensitive to say such things in front of our lovely Alex _. But I suppose you've gotten him not nice and hot. So, Flam, what else does Alex ask?
Oh, I fuck with my pinky in the air.
God damn it!
What?
Oh,
You could do that, but would you finger him with your pinky out?
I mean, that's the refined way of doing it.
Listen, he's fucking with class. He's shown us that. Pinky out is always classy.
Gonna give it to him right in the class hole.
Or a monocle and.
Yes, all right. And he in turn asks, how could he arouse you?
Probably. Have you ever written a story and you're writing a sentence and you're like, this is really fucking awesome. I absolutely love this sentence, and I really hope people just fucking somehow know every single instance of me doing that and then just manage to like rattle them all off. I'd be like, oh god.
Okay, I admit, as a writer, I would probably want to fuck someone who did that.
That's like expand dong into the fucking next dimension.
That's dong expansion, but that's feature length as well. Like,
it's like when I went to see the David in Italy, and my dad's like, "Oh, the extended version."
Jesus Christ! No, I aggressively agree.
All right. Now that we know that, he asks rather cryptically, how much blood?
I'm surprised I don't have heart problems, if you know what I mean.
Ha.
Oh.
How much blood is in his donger, or how much blood did he put in the stories?
Yes. How much blood?
Well, I mean, I've literally bled on a page I was copy editing before, and
ooh, I've done that too.
Beautiful.
So yeah, blood, sweat, and tears.
When you say you bled on the thing you were working on, it makes me think that you sealed the deal with the clock demon.
No. I was like, like say you nick your hand or whatever on your desk or something, and it's bleeding. You don't realize it. And you're going over it with a pen and trying to copy edit, and then blood ends up on the page. You're like,
yes.
So answer me this then. How sharp is your dick for you to cut your hand on it?
Well, you know how reindeer hooves get sharp in the winter? Yeah. That type of thing.
Yeah, I just
Don't look at me weird
like a cat.
I had to look this up. When you're writing about reindeer, you have to look up reindeer biology, like how their eyes turn bluish in the winter so they can see. That's why deer fucking freeze in the headlights, because they're like the intense light shocks them so much that they can't fucking move. Like,
did you look up how they fuck, by the way?
BSOD. No, I haven't, because I'm not writing a fucking clock.
They are hilarious because they get all lined up, and then they just like thrust for the stars, and you see the female just bolt like, what the fuck happened, and just run. And it's just one shot, and that's it.
Line them up.
It's hilarious, like genuinely hilarious.
One shot, like Bambi's mother.
Good job, yes. Enigma.
All I'm
You're
thinking
on your
is
game today. I'll give you that.
all I'm thinking is mom's spaghetti, but that took it even farther.
Have you ever had mom's spaghetti?
I have. It's
Now.
quite delicious.
Yes. How does this make you feel, by the way? Courtesy of Shakespearecles.
Rhea Hope showed me that on the way home from Bronycon. I was like, oh my god. It actually happened.
Yeah,
That's
she
the-
signed it.
Wait,
That's the plushie, right? That's
That-
the plushie, right?
It's
Yeah.
the plushie. And here's the funny part. On my first ever panel with Penstroke at BronyCon, I think it was 2014, I want to say, maybe 2015, it was like writing long shorts and epics. And we were like, let's get examples of stories, right? Like super short stories. And my example to the whole crowd, I'm really sad this wasn't recorded, was for sale, Lyra plushie never used. And the funny thing is apparently this Lyra plushie was bought and it was never used in that way. So there's some grain of truth to it.
I like how for decency somebody made it a pair of pants.
Well, yeah, like, she didn't, like, oh god. She didn't know what she was doing.
She messed with the natural world.
I've looked into the person who got it signed, posted on certain websites, and they were saying that apparently she kind of like saw it, laughed knowingly, and like just shook her head and signed it.
Got it.
Poor Lauren.
I
So,
mean,
like, she knew.
Lauren has been on /MLP. Like, she's not a spring chicken. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Plot twist. It turns out Lauren Faust is Vylon.
Oh, boy.
I would die a little inside.
It's like, you know, I've seen certain people who worked on the show going into like an NSFW vendor hall and looking at the horse pussy. You know, I'm not going to name names, but I've seen it's a thing that happens. Heard some of the show staff buy each other like porno stuff as jokes and they keep it.
Yeah.
And you know, like Jim Miller, he had like that Cantor calendar picture of Applejack as his mouse pad for a bunch of years, and he tweeted it after he left the show because the show, you know, the one like humanized with the titties, and he had the mouse over the titties. So you don't know. I mean,
good times.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would love to have Faust on the Barcast. Let's be honest, but
if we had like the ability to,
that would be amazing.
I feel like
yeah.
we would need to get in touch with like her like agent, and then like we'd have to work out a contract.
I don't think she has 2 hours spare. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's also very fair.
We need to weaponize our autism to make it happen.
All right, we just need to make a pentagram out of bags of Doritos and 2 liters of Mountain Dew.
Sounds great.
Say the chant.
What's the chant, Gary?
I don't know, like I wrote something, but it was like for Twilight to get a horse cock, and it was like I used the word Neckbeardius in there somewhere.
Oh Jesus!
Latinized.
Exactly. Like Sunset Shimmer just wanted a piece of it, you know. She was homesick. She had nostalgia.
Oh my god!
Wow! Wow!
Well, we do only have about 7 minutes left. Do you have any awesome projects coming up soon, Gary?
Well, there's another question.
There's
I
more
thought
questions.
we already covered it.
There's one more question.
Yeah, you have to refresh.
Other guy. How does this make you feel? And it's in the behind the counter right now. Rep me out.
That is really big sperm. What
I think
made?
I think she's just a really small pony.
It could be from a whale.
If this is like a really small pony, then like you're mistaking me for B25 because like that guy would have filled up an entire like trash bag full of his jizz if he saw this, like, and it was like
apparently that is a he, not a she, despite what the eyelashes may suggest.
oh boy.
That is a stallion.
Well, I mean, it's okay to be Takei, but that ain't my cup of tea, if you know what I mean. If that gym's your jam, that's cool, but that's not my jam.
The only thing that's going to get inseminated there is his hunger.
He's hungry for cummies.
I mean, that is like
daddies though.
That is a fucking protein shake if ever I saw one.
That is
Protein
true. Like
shake. It's like a fucking gummy protein
do you
bear.
think?
I wonder if Shakes ever says that. He's like, all right,
Thank
ladies,
you. Yes, I was gonna say.
it's time for your protein shakes.
I was gonna say, do you think he says that whenever he like is about to come, just like down a girl's throat? He just goes, "It's time for your protein shake." I had the same thought as you. Same.
Oh,
Protein shakes. You gotta have it pluralized.
Now, when I'm looking at this now, I'm now wondering, what's the texture? Is there a crunch? Is it all just goo?
Have you ever tasted your own cum?
Maybe it's almost like semi-gelatinous.
No, you know what? I'm curious now. We gonna get personal? We gonna get weird? We have an extra minutes? I gotta ask. So, boys of the Barcast, have you tasted your own man sauce?
Yeah.
Nope.
Milk?
I mean, yeah, I can't just, like, shoot it into Snoo's mouth without, having it first.
Oh, I respect
okay,
that.
but we kind of think along the same lines, where it's like, if you're going to shoot this in someone's mouth, you got to quality control that
I'm trying
shit.
to think of the logistics of that.
Do you just snowball
You just blow it in your hand, then you eat it out of your hand. I mean, it's not hard.
No, Milk.
Mama birding?
Milk, don't you just snowball it or whatever? Like, you fucking... you're on your back or whatever, and you shoot in your mouth, and then
you don't fucking, like,
Well,
share
that's
it.
just like...
you swish it around in your mouth, kind of like fluoride after going to the dentist.
Well, I mean, you got to get the flavor.
You got to spit it through her mouth, like...
You see, I thought Gary was asking if you like aerial attack that shit, where he jacks off, gets in the air, and then like moves his head under and catch it before it comes down.
Milk.
This is sex, not a fucking circus seal.
That's not true.
Milk, after the deed is done, have you ever considered getting a black light and just like putting it on your mouth?
So, not for that particular reason, but I do have a black light, and I have gone through like my areas that I'm like in and do that at, and there's no like real visible traces or anything. So
please shine a black light for us. That's all you got to do. Just shine a black light in Vancouver Island. You're like, oh, this looks like Las Vegas. Oh, there's Gary Oak's house.
My snipe. Tommy's ninja.
Which one is Gary Oak's house? We put a black light out the windows we drive by. Somebody passed when it all glows bright purple. Well, I guess
there you go. There you go.
I hear if you shine a light on Google Maps, you can find Shake's house.
Why is it in a blue square?
That is his Nona square. Sorry.
Oh my.
What are we doing?
I don't know. It's actually now you get to ask your big final questions, Priesty Pie.
Oh god, do you have any big projects coming up, Gary Oak?
It's the mainly the story that I was alluding to earlier. I basically decided to write a fic that ended up being like, I guess the best way to market it would be Ponies by way of George R.R. Martin, in terms of like, it's a real big epic. It's got Game of Thrones style violence and in a lot of cases realism to it. It's really, really long. It has a lot of viewpoint characters. It has a very broad scope. It has an entirely new continent, an entirely new people, which are reindeer. And it's like a big epic war story. It's 370,000 words long as of current count, but I haven't revised it yet. The name is still pending. The current name is Saga of the Great Winter, but I need to come up with something better because it's kind of a bit clunky and unwieldy, I guess. It's been something I've been working on and has kind of consumed me for the last 2 years. And the commission I linked earlier is for a real big scene of that. Like almost all the viewpoints are canon characters, right? Like Twilight has the most chapters, and it focuses on like the main six and Spike and Starlight. Starlight's a big character if you like her. And yeah, it has a lot of OCs and a lot of original environments, and I expand on a lot of existing stuff like Vancouver and Dodge City, Griffinstone. I do a lot of stuff with it. It's been quite a journey, and it's not even close to over.
Awesome. Then, of course, what is the next big con that you're planning on going to?
That I don't know. The next con I'm confirmed to going to is Vancouver Pony Expo, because that's my local con. It's like my stomping grounds. Like, I've done pretty much every writing panel at Bronycon and all the writing panels at Vancouver, and I'll be continuing that tradition, hopefully, if they'll have me at panels again. I'm undecided whether I'm going to go to a con or not next year, like a big con. If I do, it'll probably be Everfree or Babs, because since I live so far northwest, right, it's really expensive to go out east, and TrotCon won't be big enough. I've heard rumors that TrotCon has a 2,000 person cap, which makes sense, because their attendance numbers were like 800 to 1,100 people, as far as I know. Similar scale to Bronycon of the old days. And I can't see them going past 2K easily in their current venue, as far as I heard. But they may be able to take more. I don't know. I heard their hotels are already getting like booked out the ass because the memes, and it's the only big East convention, right? So like I can't really justify the expense this year. So Everfree and or Babs if I go to anything next year. I don't know, because like I'd really like to go to Germany with Shakes at some point, and if we do that, then I would probably have to forego cons for that year just to save up, because Germany's expensive, I'm assuming.
Hey, totally fair. It'd be nicht so good. What?
It's been nicked so good.
Yeah. Bratwurst.
Priest, say the final words. It is time.
All right. Well, Gary, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit down with us and enjoy the Barcast.
Thanks so much for having me. I've wanted to be on the Barcast for years, as I said. Like over a year ago, I had a dream where I was actually going up to a non-pencil. I said, "Whose dick do I got to suck to get on the Barcast?" But I never said it until Bronycon of this year, when I was like already drunk from like day drinking and shit, and I was like, "Ah, fuck it, I'll just."
And didn't I tell you mine?
You're like, "You want to be on the Barcast? Really?" Like you're like surprised. I'm like, "What do you mean?"
I was surprised. But the answer to whose dick do you have to suck to get on the Barcast, the answer is mine.
Well, I mean, you probably have the biggest dick at Bronycon, right? So.
It's true.
We've all sucked her dick.
It's true.
I mean, I've written enough Fuda, so.
Yes. Anyway, yes, we're really happy to have you.
Now then, as for next week, we have good news for you guys. We are keeping our schedule way more open than we ever have before. If we are watching that request thread very, very carefully, please, if there's someone that you want us to try and get on the cast, please comment in the request thread. We have a very open schedule for the rest of the year. We already have a few that we've been able to ask back on for very special recap casts. But that said, be sure to tune in next week on the Barcast with your bartenders at Non-Pencil, Enigmatic Otaku,
Yo, mom, gay,
Flammenwerfer,
Ligma,
Milk, our amazing guest, Gary Oak.
Hi.
And my name is Trash Heap. See you next week. Bye-bye.
See you later.
So about Deer's fucking.